Despite getting married with all the red signs that were there, what happened? Luke and Madeleine have finally called it quits. So much to the point that Luke has now come out to debut his new woman. Some people even calling her Madeleine 2.0. Some of them are even calling her an upgrade. Some of them are even saying finally he got away from that crazy girl. But here's the catch though. Who is this new woman in Luke's life? And also on top of that, how old is she? Because we know that when it comes to Luke, despite the fact that he's about 32, 33, he likes women in their very early 20s. Sometimes even in their teens, because reportedly when it came to Madeleine, it was clear by everybody's discovery that she was most likely around the ages of between 17 to 18 to 19 when he first met her, and he would have been around the ages of 30 as well, which is something that has definitely always raised the question, what is this man up to? When he seeks a woman, does he seek a woman that he generally wants to fall in love with, or is he seeking a woman that he can just financially please because he has no game and he sees money as his only source of bringing women in? But instead of going for a woman his own age, he seems to pry on the younger ones because maybe that's the only chance he has to have some form of control in a relationship. Because if he tries to date a woman his own age, well, clearly that man fears that he will never have control. Despite the fact that when he was with Madeleine, he struggled a lot to control her. So let's dive into Luke and see obviously who the new woman is. As you can see, this is Luke's new woman in his life. The question is, folks, do you believe that aesthetically she is an upgrade to Madeleine, or do you believe that it is what it is? Now, one thing that we can talk about is the comparison. When it comes to the physique, very similar physique. When it comes to also having breast implants, fake ones to be more specific, that's also a similarity. And then also when it comes to ethnicity, it is clear that she's definitely somebody that comes from some part of South America. All right. Now, of course, when it came to Madeleine, I believe she was from Colombia. With this woman and stuff in particular, I'm not too sure where she's from, but either way, you can definitely tell that he's got a type. He likes them young, he likes them foreign, and he likes to splash the cash to keep them happy. The question is, though, is this girl the kind of person he's going to be able to woo in a way that screams, my money's going to be good enough? Now, to be fair, as you can see, he's even making it abundantly clear by showing them to you on camera, obviously being rather intimate. Now, some of us may believe that this is a dig towards Madeleine, or him saying, look, I'm with someone who actually wants to show me appreciation, somebody that actually wants to show me a physical attraction. But when it came to Luke and Madeleine, their attraction most of the time was just always about falling out. But as you can see in this one in particular, this woman has obviously taken no shyness at all to obviously, express that she obviously has an attraction and she's willing to enjoy her man in public. But then again, at the same time, some people may sit there and say to themselves, was the kiss that she was giving him, was it really all that? Was she really giving the energy that she wants him to be all over him? Or was she just kind of like, I'm just going to play my role here? Because people always assume or guess that maybe when it comes to this girl, she's maybe another one in his life who's potentially there to use him rather than to actually, be with him. So let's dive into who exactly she is. Now, as you can see here, her name is Valencia Daniela. Okay, I like that name, Valencia Daniela. Anyway. So as we dive in, first thing we want to see is, as you can see, is also somebody who sees herself as a model. Obviously, Madeleine is definitely somebody that also displayed herself as a model. She's also, as you can see, based on her page, somebody who also owns a brand of her own. Now, we know Madeleine was all about the entrepreneurness, always trying to be in business, open this, open that. As you can see, this woman obviously has hers, Trendy Girls Boutique. Now, of course, is she somebody who's with Luke because she knows that he's going to fund for her projects? Because we know when it came to Luke and his relationship with Madeleine, Madeleine's projects when it comes to the hair salon or anything else, predominantly we was under the influence that it was funded by Luke, and that's one of the reasons why people strongly felt as if Madeleine was only with Luke just because of his money, not because of him. So that's one page that she obviously owns. Then there's another one here as well that also shows she's somebody who does nails as well, just like Madeleine, someone that's obviously in the beauty industry. Okay, and again, is she somebody that is with Luke because she sees that maybe being with him may give her an endorsement, or should I say a financial gain, because maybe there's things that she wants to have now, but she just can't own because she doesn't have the finances. So it does raise the question, is this another woman who's in Luke's life to just, use him? Well, that's something that I guess we have to wait and potentially find out if these two were to ever debut on 90 Day together. Because let's look at it this way: when couples split up from 90 Day Fiance, there's always the possibility that that person can return to the show with a new person. Now, you never know. Madeleine may return herself with someone else from America, or Luke is more likely to return because, of course, he's in a relationship with somebody that is not from America, and I believe doesn't live in America, right? Concept of 90 Day Fiance. Now, as you can see here, she's somebody who celebrated her birthday not long ago. This is around about 9 weeks ago. And this is where we discover how old this young lady is. Some people assume that maybe she's in her teens because makeup can make you look older. You never know for sure how old someone truly is. But as you can see, as per this cake, she's 21 years of age, or at least 9 weeks ago, she turned 21 years of age. So that also goes to show that Luke definitely likes these women young. Okay, now also on top of that, you can kind of see from her page and the people that she's obviously taking pictures with on her birthday, she's definitely one of those girls that definitely cares a lot about her image, even if it means going as far as doing cosmetics. Which, listen, cosmetics isn't a bad thing, but doing cosmetics at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21, listen, folks, people that are doing fillers and Botox and all this kind of stuff before the age of 40, to be honest with you, is just crazy business. Because look at it this way: a lot of the time when you see females start to do all sorts to their faces, by the time they reach 25, they look like they're 35. By the time they reach 30, they look like they're 45. By the time they hit 35, they look like they're 50. And that's also dependent, obviously, on how bad or how good the work is. But if you ever notice, women that usually have things done to their face and all them kind of stuff, usually when they start around the ages of their late 30s to 40s, usually that does actually make them look their age. Sometimes maybe some may look younger, but I would say it makes them look the age. So that is something just to bear in mind, food for thought, okay? Because boy, I believe the sooner you start it, the worse it is. But the later you start it, the better it is. But then, of course, there are some people who are the exception. Some people may need it earlier. Like, for example, if you are a young lady who has gone through a weight loss journey, all right, and your face now has excess skin from the weight loss, sometimes it does make sense to have filler to bring up certain things, which does make sense. But of course, in this world, people don't do things because it makes sense. People do things because of insecurities of society, which is very unfortunate. But either way, though, you can see that this is a girl who definitely, is a part of a community of other women who like to explore that way. Either way, though, let's get back into the nitty and gritty of this conversation. So this is obviously who she is. She's 21 years of age, and she seems to have a lot of similarities to what's her name, Madeleine. And also, I've just seen it, the flag is right here. She's also somebody, now I believe this is the flag of Colombia, or am I wrong? Now, of course, here it does have a location itself in particular, but then again, this could just be a random picture of her on vacation. It doesn't necessarily mean this is a location, but usually when people have their flag, it does pretty much identify exactly who they are. Now, I'm just going to double check this real quick because I don't want to get this wrong. Yes, this is the Colombian flag. So we know that he also likes women from Colombia again as well. So this is quite interesting. But when it comes to Madeleine, though, on the other hand, what has been her response? What has been her reaction to Luke moving on with someone new and showing her off, and shall I say, in today's society, hard launching her on his social media? Well, Madeleine is literally just going about her business. As you can see here, she's wasted no time on social media by just showing the fact that she's still about her business. She's about to do a modeling shoot, and of course has always showing off her figure, and obviously giving that look of like, listen, I'm still that bad woman. I'm still that woman who's all about her business. I mean, listen, to be honest with you, how else was she supposed to react? Was she meant to respond and be salty and be like da 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 da? Nah, she's like, look, this is what you used to have, and this is what you don't have anymore. You go and enjoy your new one, but remember, I'm still here, I'm still doing my thing, and I'm going to probably find a man that's far better than you. So really and truly, she is definitely responding, I'll say, in my humble opinion, in a very positive way, and in a way that, makes sense, in a way that isn't toxic or anything like that. Just saying that, listen, I'm going to do me. You do you, I'm going to do me. And to be honest with you, I prefer the fact that I'm seeing Madeleine just not necessarily responding to it, because that may not even be a response to it. That might just be her promoting herself on socials because this is what she's got going on at the moment. But I respect the fact that she's going about her business. She's not trying to focus on being petty back or trying to focus on finding another man. She's just focusing on, listen, let me continue building my brand, let me continue making my money, let me continue just doing my thing. Meanwhile, Luke, on the other hand, he has shown as somebody who potentially has not taken time to reflect on his relationship with Madeleine, to look at the wrongs, to look at the rights, and definitely not taking time to say, you know what, let me just focus on myself and let me focus on making my businesses better. Because we do know Luke, he's got plenty of failed businesses. So really and truly, you'd think that maybe he would take at least a year, maybe 2 years out just to focus on himself so he can build something more successful. But of course, that has not been the case. Now, with that being said, let me know your thoughts. Do you expect to see Luke back at 90 Day Fiance with his new woman, Valencia Daniela? Or do you think this is just the end of it and we won't ever see him again? In fact, do you even care? And also, do you ever care to see Madeleine return to the show as well with someone new? But of course, that someone new has to be from the States. So maybe you could be that man. You might even be that woman. So maybe you want to shoot your shot and get on 90 Day Fiance with her. But good luck, because that's a lot of headaches to have to, put up with. But with that being said, please do let me know your thoughts. And I beg for mercy, I would love for you guys to hype up the video. Hype. If you don't know what hype is, it's the button right there in front of you on your screen below this video. Click on hype to help us obviously with the algorithm as well as subscribing as well. Thank you so much for your time. I'm out. Peace.